A well-loved, old-school neighborhood hangout makes Andrew feel right at home. It's been around for 25 years, serving up meat, traditional American fare, and strong beverages. Tucked away in the Marina District of San Francisco, it's on Steiner Street, and it's called Izzy's Steaks and Chops.
My name is Sam Duvall. I'm the owner of Izzy Steaks and Chops. I started Izzy's about 24 years ago. In fact, next year will be our 25th year. We're very proud of that. I am a great fan of San Francisco history. And Izzy Gomez, who the restaurant's named after, had a restaurant over in North Beach, very famous, and everybody loved Izzy. He died in 1945, so I thought it was time to bring Izzy's back to the San Francisco dining scene. I decided that I was going to make it different from most steakhouses in San Francisco because I was going to serve the side dishes along with the steaks, and I wasn't going to charge extra for the side dishes. I like people, and the reason I'm here on the floor at the restaurant is because I get to do a nice interchange with our customers, and they like to see me. They like to see the old man, they like to press the flesh, and I genuinely like to see them. My father told me one time, he says, listen, if you give people too much food, they'll complain about it, but they'll come back.
All right, Andrew, Izzy's, the meat eater in me, it wants to talk to the meat eater in you.
You're going to love it then. So Izzy's is my place. It's when I first moved to San Francisco, I discovered this old school neighborhood restaurant, and whether I was bellying up to the bar and eating by myself or eating at one of the great booths with friends or family, it just always became my place. So as soon as you walk in, the energy there is great. Personally, I love starting off with a cocktail, so either a martini or a Manhattan, and they make great drinks there. And food-wise, I just think that Izzy's is a great steakhouse with good value also.
And it's kind of classic when you see that classic feel and a classic cocktail, man. You want the, you know, that's really what Sam Duvall, who started it 25 years ago, was going for, is that really classic San Francisco feel.
Wood tables, so no tablecloths.
Right.
There's steak sauces all over the walls when you walk in, beer bottles at the ceiling of it, and the wait staff, they're just fantastic. They've all been working there for longer than I've been going, which is 15 years now. So it's just,
George has been there 25 years.
It's just it's comfortable.
And Kaylee, are you a meat eater, a marathoner, and a meat eater?
I am a complete meat eater, and I would completely agree. I felt like I was in Cheers, if you will, the Cheers Steakhouse. I will say I'm native Chicago, so I may be a little skewed. Are you? So you know good steaks.
I do.
And I have to say, I love the atmosphere. I wish I liked my cut of meat a little bit better.
What did you get?
I got the strip steak. One of my dining partners got the kebab with the mushroom sauce on it, and another one had the prime rib. The prime rib was great. The strip steak and the kebabs had, you know, the flavor on the strip steak was fantastic, but had a little bit too much gristle, and every bite I was kind of picking and choosing on that meat.
Yeah.
So the steak to get, and the only steak
Kimberly's over here chomping at the
I
I'm nodding my head,
get is the skirt steak.
That's what I had.
And unfortunately, I've tried other steaks there, and they are good, but I only get the skirt steak. The marinade is soy and ginger and maple syrup, and it is just, the meat is cooked perfect, and then with that marinade, it just, the flavor
that's what you
is
had?
so
That's
good.
what I had. I guess a lucky choice. I had that, and it was really tasty. It had sort of that crunchy, caramelized exterior on the meat, you know, and then the middle. It was a little overcooked for me. I would have liked it a little less, you know, more rare, I guess I would say. We shared that in the Drunken Shrimp, and then we had the steak au poivre. And I agree with Kaylee. I think that the cut of the meat could have been a little bit higher quality, but I have to say I couldn't.
On the steak au poivre.
Yes, exactly. I couldn't argue with the bill. I mean, we had 4 drinks among 3 of us, and you know, we had our mains. We had 3 mains and all the sides. And by the way, that cream spinach, forget about it.
So good.
That's why I liked it so much. You know, New York. It reminded me of New York.
And talk about the cream spinach, because this is
Oh,
a
my
classic
goodness.
dish there, the cream spinach.
Yeah, I don't even want to know what's in it. I think it's illegal, whatever it is,
Well,
because
I
it's
have
addictive.
to say, coming from the dietitian, I did taste the spinach and the Izzy's potatoes, which both, I don't know how nutritious they are, but they were, I mean, quite pleasing to the palate.
But the fact that you get a steak. So this is $21.95 for a steak and 2 sides. Every steakhouse in the country now, a cut of meat is over $30 and it's a la carte.
Right,
You're paying for sides afterwards. So for that $22 and 2 sides with it, and again, for me, I'm, I guess, a creature of habit at Izzy's. It's Izzy's own potatoes, cream spinach, and the skirt steak.
I will say though, I had one of their specials tonight, which I guess they typically don't do specials. It's kind of the straightforward menu. I had their heirloom tomato salad.
I had that too.
Which had a sliced, almost an entire tomato sliced on the plate, and then they had served it with a little toasted bread with a goat cheese spread on it, and the pairing and with the dressing was like a balsamic vinaigrette type dressing that they drizzled on top of it.
Yeah.
That was superb.
Oh,
and,
that sounds great.
Yeah.
well, they were really accommodating though, because we had a lot of picky, like, can we have this on the side? And they're like, sure, sure, sure. So like, somebody had asked if they could have a Caesar salad on the side rather than one of the like typical sides, and they had no problem with that.
So service is, talk about service.
Well, you know, I found it to be a little less attentive. I think if you were a regular there, you would probably be well taken care of.
And the service, they're not going back and checking with the kitchen whether they can do something. They just know. These guys have been working
this
there.
is a place
and they get
Herb
it done.
Cain went to.
The New Yorker appreciates that, that's for sure.
Right. And let's talk about dessert, because you did mention it there, the desserts.
Well,
they do make them in-house.
They do, I guess. And we ordered the cheesecake. I mean, the minute I walked in, I felt like it was New York to me. It reminded me of Landmark Tavern and P.J. Clark's, and we had to have the cheesecake. So that's all we had. We shared it, and it was really tasty. Maybe a little bit drier than I like. I like my cheesecakes moist, but I had a berry coulis on it. Satisfied 3 of us. We each had a bite. So it was really nice. I didn't have anything beyond that.
Well, we didn't have a dry cheesecake, but we did have a dry martini for dessert. So.
Drink the dessert, I like it.
And their wine list is actually...
And I didn't run straight in a straight line afterwards.
Their wine list is small but very well selected, and, you know, big hearty reds to go with all those meats. All right. This is your spot, Andrew. Give us a quick wrap-up.
So Izzy's is a old school steakhouse that's a neighborhood place, but get the skirt steak if you go there, and you won't be disappointed. It's great value.
All right, Kimberly?
I would say Izzy's is a no-nonsense, great value neighborhood place where you feel very at home and you can have a really fun time.
Okay, and Kaylee?
I'd say Izzy's is a great environment, fun atmosphere, yet if you're looking for an A+ steak, you may want to look elsewhere.
Okay. If you would like to try Izzy's Steaks and Chops, it's on Steiner between Lombard and Chestnut in San Francisco. The telephone number is 415-563-0487. It's open every day for dinner, brunch on Sunday. Reservations are recommended, and the average tab for dinner is around $30 without drinks.